In today's episode, we're going to talk about how to buy real estate deals with no money and the science of flipping with Justin Colby. He created the science of flipping, and it's a very unique conversation in that a lot of people don't figure this out till it's almost too late. And what I'm talking about is how to create a business that you own instead of creating a business that owns you. It's two very different thought processes, and if you're not careful, you're going to create yourself a job. And that's not what entrepreneurs really want, but they get sidetracked or they don't ever really know what they're really trying to create, and they create the wrong thing. You want to create a business that you can work on, not in, because the whole reason you want to create a business is ultimately to make you money, but second and not far behind second at all, to give you the time to live the life you want to live. So once you have the money and the time, you're going to have what we call a real business, one that allows you the money and the time. Most entrepreneurs stumble around and get half of it right. They get the money coming in, but their time is consumed by making sure that the money comes in regularly, and they can't take the eye off the ball to even go on a vacation, or the money stream will stop. It's all about building a business that's not centered around you, building a real business. So stay tuned. We're going to talk to Justin Colby, and he's also going to give you a 5-day challenge opportunity that you won't want to miss.
So tell us a little bit about your background. How'd you get involved in real estate so we kind of know who we're talking to and where you come from?
Yeah, so I got started in 2007. I was broke, busted, and disgusted, I like to say, when I got into the industry. I just lost my home to foreclosure. The repo man took my car. I walked away from roughly $40,000 of credit card debt and was sleeping on my buddy's couch. So that was a fun experience for me. But what I did take out of that is I did know and believe and commit to being a successful real estate investor back in 2007. And so from that point, it was just about the grind and the hustle. There was nowhere near, I don't think podcasts really existed in the real estate investing space yet. There was not many coaches, if any. There was no YouTube channels about this. So it was literally figure it out on your own. And so I spent all day, every day cold calling realtors to get my first deal. It took me 9 months to get my first deal. Momentum starts to kick in. I immediately got a second deal. So I went from 2 deals in my first year to 6 deals to 20 deals to 46 deals to 96, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I now have done roughly about 1,500 deals. That's roughly about 400 rehab flips, probably about 100 wholesales where you just buy it and clean it out. And then you have roughly another 1,000 wholesales where I just am assigning the property over. And that number continues to grow because I still run a very active real estate investing business here in Phoenix. And it's been great. It's been a hell of a ride.
So do you hold boot camps anymore? Are you holding boot camps? Are they virtual boot camps, or what are you doing?
It's all virtual. All the live stuff is pretty much gone, right? And I know you yourself have done live stuff, and I've done everything virtual. And this launch, so I've called it the 5-day deal challenge. It's kind of like a boot camp, right? For those that want to get in and understand what I would do if I had no marketing budget, here's that boot camp. I called it the 5-day deal challenge, and people are loving it. Literally, it's been some of the most fun I've had in a long time because it's very engaging. So I'm doing more of that, and it's all over Zoom, just like we're on right now.
All right, I'm going to interrupt us here for just a second to discuss a few things. Number one, I want to discuss this question that people always ask me. Mitch, why do you do these podcasts? You're successful. You don't have to do podcasts like the one you did with Justin Colby. Why do you do this? And it's real easy. My answer is simple. I get to talk to very smart, intelligent people that open up my mind and my eyes to things I haven't thought about before. And I hope Justin Colby's doing that for you. And if he is doing that for you, or if any of my YouTube channel episodes or segments have been enlightening or engaging or intuitive for you, please share that with the world. Go ahead and hit that share button. Do the like button for me. Mash on it a few times and let the world know that we've impressed you. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because there is so much more information coming. All right, back to Justin Colby and our interview.
What can you expect on a 5-day challenge? Can you map out day 1 through 5, what the topics are?
I sure can, because they're actually right here, right in front of me. So
Well,
day one, I'm planned out. So day one, and this is going to sound very elementary to probably someone like yourself or myself, but I'll promise you it is lighting people on fire. Day one is understanding how to join Facebook groups in your market and nationally and start to converse with buyers, right? Who is buying where? What kind of messaging do you want to send? How you want to find those buyers within the group. There's secret little ways that I teach that show you how to get directly to the people that are actually buying that are in the group. So that's day one. Day two is to be able to do the same thing within the meetup groups. So meetup.com, how do you get into those groups and how do you actually find the real buyers that are in those meetup groups in your town? And again, as I started going into this could also be run virtually, right? Because everything I'm teaching really is virtual. And so for those people that are, I have several people in this group that really are like, I want to do virtual wholesaling. Everything I'm teaching, even though it's meant to be about how I would start with no budget, absolutely fits for those people that are looking to wholesale virtually. Day three is using Craigslist to find wholesalers and how I message them, how I follow up with them, what I'm saying to them. Day four, which is actually today, will be how to use Facebook groups and Facebook Marketplace to find wholesalers. Day five is how to create the sheets and wholesalers with buyers, right? So where do you track these people? How often do you follow up? What kind of notes are you taking? And then I'm doing 3 bonus days, which will be how to work with realtors as buyers, as well as bringing you deals. And days 7 and 8 will be some of my own students that will be giving advice based around working with me about how they've been able to either overcome the challenges that a lot of people are having or how they've seen a certain result by taking certain techniques. So that is the layout of it.
wow, very good. So I want everyone to go to 1000houses.com/busted, BUSTED, and you'll get to see information there and contact information. Anything that Justin wants to put out about what he's into these days, it'll all be over there in the show notes. So 1000houses.com/busted. Because if you're busted, this is a great place to be. It may or may not be for you. It's a definite way out if you can get passionate and get some heart and soul behind these methods. Nothing really works if you're not passionate about it. So that's why I said it could be for you. If you're not passionate about this, then find something else you're passionate about and find a guru or a mentor or someone to help you along and get with it. I was lower than low when I started. I couldn't rub 2 nickels together. I was going out and confiscating political signs. The election was over. They had 48 hours to pick up their signs by law. And then, so I figured 48 hours and 1 minute, I was doing the city a favor. I was picking everybody's stuff up for them. And I was flipping them over and writing, I buy houses for cash and nailing them up on telephone poles. And I didn't have any money. I barely afford the black marker that I was writing with. And that's, I just put up hundreds and hundreds of signs because it's all I knew to do.
Yeah.
And all I could afford, and answer my phone. It took off from there. I got one deal, made a little money, got a little budget, got a little breathing room, got a gun away from my head. I was operating minute by minute, even down to how much gas do I have in my car? How far can I go? Kind of pathetic really, but it's true. Tell us about one of your best success stories.
Oh man. Okay. One of my best success stories. So I would say,
You have a student that stands out?
yeah, I definitely have several. I have a student right now that I work with in one-on-one, and then I'll give you 2. I have a student I'm working with right now in one-on-one, state of Washington. She's been a longtime realtor. She has only known the realtor space, and she has now successfully over the last, call it 6 months, transitioned into a really great, successful real estate investor, not just realtor. And now she's being able to monetize all of the leads that are coming to her, not just in the realtor space and being a listing agent, but now she is flipping and she is actively wholesaling.
What a powerful duo to have the license and to be the realtor, and what a powerful combination of things to have. I think eventually people that have the license will gravitate all the way over to the investor side, but that doesn't mean that they can't be a broker, run an office, do all kinds of other things with that license. I mean,
yeah. No, it's been great. And so she has found so much freedom in doing that, because everyone that she has a conversation with now is she has all these options, right? Am I going to list this? Am I going to buy it and rehab it myself? Am I going to, wholesale this? Could I potentially get, like, she is crushing it. And so I'm really proud of that one. I'm proud of all my students that make progress, right? I have another business partnership out in Denver, Colorado. These are awesome dudes. They've been rehab flipping and developing for years. And and I know, because I've done this as myself, is the profit margins are massive, but man, can you come up short on cash flow, right? Because you're waiting for these flips to sell. You're waiting for this development to get done. And there's no income coming in. And you're like, oh my God. And so they hired me to help implement a wholesaling business within their business. And now they're doing 5 to 10 wholesales a month. They're making, multiple 6 figures every month in their wholesale space, while these bigger flips, and they also develop, are taking their time to sell. They've done a great job implementing the strategies and systems to create this. And they understand this is the marketing strategy that also will feed their rehabbing and development plays. And when they got that, they just took off like a rocket, right? And now it's just every week it's more about understanding and managing their leads and their KPIs, because they now are just crushing it in the wholesale space, as well as really what they do and have done for years is the rehabbing and developing.
I want to invite you to get the first 31 pages of my book, My Life in 1,000 Houses, 200 plus ways to find bargain properties. I want you to take this time to get the first 31 pages free, because in that 31 pages, I'm going to show you how to set up yourself once and for all for a lifetime of branding. When you first start your business, it's critical that you don't make some mistakes, or you're going to have to go back when you finally figured out that you did it wrong. You're going to go back and you're going to waste a lot of time, and you're going to kill all this goodwill you've done in the prior weeks, months, and years. You're going to kill it, cut it off, and you're going to start completely over doing it the right way. So if you'll get the first 31 pages of this book right here, I'm going to show you how to avoid that mistake and not lose that critical time. It's simple, it's easy, and within 31 pages, when you read it, you're going to know exactly why I wanted you to read it, and you're going to be so glad you did. All you have to do is go to 1000houses.com/free-stuff, or click on the link right down here at the bottom and scroll around till you see first 31 pages on branding. And that's where you'll click on it. And those 31 pages will be digitally downloaded to you, and you will be getting smart very quick. All right, thank you. This is Mitch Stephen. I will see you in the next episode.